Hey guys, what is up? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Stephanie. Thank you so much for being here with me today. We are outside because I need to pick some lemon balm. I have a few little projects going on today. Nothing major, nothing that's going to be super time consuming, but I wanted to bring you guys with me and just show you a few things that we've got going on. I mentioned a few weeks ago that our library had this medicinal herb, medicinal flower class that they did. And it was really interesting. We missed the part on tinctures, which is what I was most interested in. But it was still fun. I still enjoyed it. And I was able to find a book to get. This is Rosemary Gladstar. Y'all know that cannot be her real name, is it? Do you think? Rosemary? And she's written a book on medicinal herbs. I don't know. But anyway, this is a beginner's guide to medicinal herbs. I have a lot of lemon balm. I've shown you guys the amount of lemon balm that we have growing, and I probably should have marked the page where to find this. Let me look it up in the index here. Okay, so this is what this book says about lemon balm. Rare is the plant that is so delicious and so effective a remedial agent. Lemon balm species names, I'm not going to say that, indicates that the plant has long been an official herb of apothecaries. Its genus name, Melissa, derives from melissophyllon, a Greek term meaning bee leaf. Anyone who has grown lemon balm knows that bees are very attracted to this plant. It fairly hums with bee activity. Camouflaging its potent medicinal actions in sweet scented leaves, lemon balm is considered one of the most important members of the large mint family. It's featured in remedy for heart disease and heartache, depression, anxiety, nervous disorder, and a host of viral and bacterial infections. It goes on how to grow lemon balm. Let me tell you, if you get to start a lemon balm, it's going to grow. You're not going to have to worry about it. So just getting it started is pretty much going to be key to that. It says that balm is sovereign for the brain, strengthening the memory, and powerfully chasing away melancholy, wrote John Evelyn, a well-known herbalist in the 1600s. Pericles called lemon balm the elixir of life, a rather high title, and Discordes used it for sweetening the spirit. It's intriguing how often the rich and lively history of herbs is supported by modern medicine. As for lemon balm, modern medicine studies have shown lemon balm's rich concentration of volatile oils, specifically citral and citronella, calms the nervous and digestive systems with antispasmodic actions. A tea made of lemon balm and chamomile is an excellent remedy for stomach distress and nervous exhaustion. It also functions as a mild sedative, especially helpful for insomnia caused by grief and sadness. Blend lemon balm with passion flower and a small amount of lavender buds and drink a cup or two a couple of hours before bedtime. It goes on and on. I'm not going to read this whole thing for you, but we are going to make a pretty basic lemon balm tincture. What I've done is I've bought some vegetable glycerin that is edible. You can eat it. It's safe for humans. And we are going to cut enough lemon balm to stuff a pint jar full, and we'll pour this glycerin over it. That's actually one of the things that they did at the talk we went to at the library. So we are going to do that. There's a ton of great ideas in this book and a ton of things I want to try, but I don't have a lot of these plants growing. I don't know that it's something that I'm going to really take to the next level and start growing a lot more. I would like some elderberries. I would like to make an elderberry tincture. My friend Deanna has some elderberries. She said she'll save me some starts of that. And then I would like to eventually be able to make those. In the meantime, I might just buy some freeze-dried elderberries and make a tincture with that, with like apple cider vinegar and some local honey. That's kind of on my radar to do as well. But yeah, we're gonna get this cut and bring it inside. I have the canner going, and I am going to also be water glassing some eggs today. In the meantime, you guys will not see that I have a mountain of groceries I have to find a place for. So we're going to do that too. I don't think you guys can see the green stalks. They are looking fantastic. Oh, I have cabbage coming. I have an actual head of cabbage started in one. It's fantastic. I'm super excited. We have peas growing like mad. Probably not going to do a green stalk tour today. But we also went back to that greenhouse where we got the peach tree and some other plants. I had started some more super sauce tomatoes, and we put those out, and I think a squirrel got them like the actual day. They're within 24 hours, the squirrel got those. And then oh, I bought some zucchini. I didn't have any zucchini started yet either, and I am looking forward to preserving more zucchini this summer. So we needed zucchini to be able to preserve it. But anyway, yeah, let's go cut some lemon balm and let's cram it in a jar. We'll see what happens. Alright, I think I have a big enough batch of lemon balm. We'll get this inside. I am going to chop it up and get it crammed in a jar. I'll bring you guys with me for that. And yeah, I just checked the canner. Oh, in the canner, I have some more of that pot roast in a jar that we did before. If you didn't see the video for that, I'll link it down below. It's delicious. And we also tried some last week. Outstanding. So I'll link both of those videos down below if you're interested in seeing those. And then the only thing I did different this time is I was out of celery, so I used celery seed in the jars. And I also didn't put potatoes in because I really liked eating it over those instant mashed potatoes just to have a shelf-stable meal. You can absolutely make regular mashed potatoes, and I'm sure we will. But those are the only things that I did different. Oh, and I was running low on red wine, so I didn't get to quite fill it up as much as I expected. I didn't have as much wine as I thought I was going to have in there. But anyway, I'm just shamelessly standing in front of this green stalk so y'all can see it. Let's head inside. So before we get started on the tincture, we are going to talk about water glassing these eggs. I have this half-gallon pickle jar. I've got it about 2/3 of the way full of water, and I have unwashed eggs straight from our chickens. You cannot do this with store-bought eggs or eggs that you have to wash, so you want to make sure that these are clean eggs. They don't have any ick on them, nothing like that. These need to be clean, fresh eggs, and they have not been refrigerated. These have come straight in and gone into my jar. So I'm going to add the last bit of water here. And I'm going to get just like a tablespoon more to cover this last egg that's not quite covered yet. Okay, that is done. The next thing that we're going to do is take some lime. I've got just some Mrs. Wage's pickling lime. I tore the resealable top off when I was trying to get this open, so I'll just put this in a jar and dry seal it. With this lime, if you have lung issues, like I'm kind of prone to asthma, if that's how you are as well, just be careful with this because it's really easy to inhale like a whole face full of this lime. So just be really careful. If you're more comfortable putting on a mask to use it, it's not at all a bad idea. I probably should be wearing one. What we're going to do though is I'm going to take 3 tablespoons of this. It is 2 tablespoons per quart, and we did 1.5 quarts in this. So we're going to go 1. My dad is watching an Australian murder mystery show. It's called Brokenwood Mysteries. It's really good. I love it. But if you can hear it in the background, he's watching it now. This is the easiest thing, and this is going to allow us to store these eggs on the shelf for at least a year. And this will be nice come the fall and winter when the weather starts changing and our chickens kind of pull back on laying eggs. They're not laying as regularly. These won't hard boil. The yolks are softer, so they're not going to hard boil or fry up like a pretty egg, but you can use them for scrambled eggs, use them in baking, anything like that, and they're going to be perfect for casseroles. Ooh, y'all know I love a breakfast casserole. You can absolutely use it for that. So we're just going to put this lid back on nice and tight. We are going to store this in a cool, dark place. For me, it's going to be probably a cabinet in the back room. So that's one project already done, and I have maybe 12.5 eggs ready to go for, here come the dogs. I have 12.5 eggs ready to go for come this winter, when again the chickens just aren't laying as regularly. I'm looking at the phone today and not the camera. I don't usually do that, so I'm sorry. I'm just getting distracted by my cute dress today. Hang on a second, and I'm going to get everything ready for our tincture. Okay, so just so you can see, I've got my book out with the directions for this, and we are going to start chopping up our lemon balm. I have a wide mouth pint-sized jar here we're going to fill it up with. If I don't need all this, it's no big deal, but it's not really clear on whether or not you can leave the stems on this, but I kind of think you can. The other thing that I was reading in this book, it says to use 3 parts of glycerin and 1 part water. Fill the jar with the solution. In our class that we went to, they just used straight glycerin, so I think that's what I'm going to do. If you guys hear a timer go off while we're doing this, it's so that I can put the weight on the canner and start bringing that up to pressure, so just in case you hear it. Yeah, I'm going to just kind of get chopping here and see what we can do. I think you could probably do this with scissors too. The lady that was doing the tincture talk, it was part of a whole kind of a women's class that the library put on, and it was about using herbs for medicine, for tea, to make different oils. There was a lady there that had a still to distill her own oils for medicinal uses and for just flavoring teas and stuff. So it was really, really interesting. But the lady that was doing the tincture, her little session, that seemed to have the most people there. So first we went to the tea lecture first, and by the time we got over to the tinctures, we were kind of running low on time in general for that, and so we kind of had to just pick up what we could hear, and then they had these books out as recommended resources, and our library had them available, but I thought that these were interesting enough to me that I wanted to just have them. Okay, first thing I can see is that I have grossly overestimated how much we're going to actually need to fill this jar up. Now I'm going to pack this jar pretty tightly. I'm going to fill it as much as I can. I am taking the stems off. I don't know if I need to or not, but I'm gonna. I will bring you guys back once I have this filled up and we're ready to add our glycerin here. Okay, so I actually did use all of that lemon balm that I had, and I packed this in there pretty tight. I could actually fit a little bit more if I wanted to keep packing it, but I think this is going to be good for our first batch. What we'll do after this sits, this is going to need to sit for, let me read the notes here. Let it sit for 3 to 4 weeks in a warm spot. Strain and bottle the liquid, and I think we're going to need to store that in a dark container, a dark glass jar, just to help keep its potency. So we'll bring you back and take a look at this, and I think this is going to be something that we'll just take like a little dose of it just to keep feeling good. You know, I think it's supposed to just promote calmness, which is pretty awesome. I'm going to just fill this up with the glycerin. I'm going to let that soak down, and I will also debubble this like we do with our canning projects. I'll debubble it to make sure that it's getting down deep in there. Let me grab a chopstick and do that real quick. We'll just kind of poke this down in here. It doesn't say you have to do this, but it kind of seems like the smart thing to do. We'll add some more. That really, there's bubbles coming up as I do this. I don't know if you can see it there. I think I'll let this sit. I'll just kind of let this glycerin seep down in there some naturally too before I get the lid on it. Oh yeah, it's just really soaking this up. And the demo that we saw as we sat there, the glycerin just kind of started, I don't know if macerating is the right word, started just working its way into this lemon balm, and it was not dissolving, but just shrinking up as we were sitting there watching it. Like, it was just wilting it in almost. That's the right word I'm looking for, wilting. What's interesting to me is because we have this packed so full, I wasn't really sure how much actual glycerin we were going to use. This bottle was full, and we're down to here. This is a 32-ounce bottle, so we've used well over a third of it, I think. And this is looking good. I'm anxious to try this and just see how it works. Alright, I'm going to continue to just kind of stir this and top it off as I need to, and I'll show you what it looks like when we're all the way done. If you guys are interested in learning more about tinctures, what they are, how to use them, and what you can use them for, I will link this book down below. I just picked it up on Amazon, and I'm probably going to sit this up in the window, I think. Yeah, you don't really have to do anything to it. You don't have to shake it. But again, I'll link the book for you. I also got this book in, which is the canning book that I found the pot roast recipes in. I got this one because I just had the Kindle book. This format is much, much easier to read these recipes. Those, I don't remember what section it's in, but the jars, the meals in a jar are back in sections like this, which are much easier to read in this book format than they were in the ebook format. So just bear that in mind. It works good to have it on the Kindle version when I needed it in a hurry, but I definitely prefer this format, and I'm happy to have that on the bookshelf. And yeah, we'll see what these jars look like. I'll bring you back. Here, let me bring you up here. Oh, hello. We're awful close to each other, aren't we? So I'll bring you guys back once we take these out of the canner. There's really nothing exciting to see, but I'll show you that they're done. I got 7. I did just 7 jars of just the pot roast in a jar, so I'm super excited about that. Anyway, we've got some time to wait before that's ready. So I just thought of one more project that we can get done this afternoon, and that is to get some more lentils started for the baby chicks. We have a fox family. We have multiple fox families living outside, and they have basically massacred our chicken flock. They've gotten, I think, 6 or 7 chickens in the last couple weeks, so it's not looking great. But those little baby chicks that I showed you guys a few weeks ago, normally they would get to be out and run around and just start pecking at the ground and getting some extra nutrients and some extra organic natural foods in their diet. Well, because the fox is out trying to feed her family, the chicks don't have that luxury. So I'm going to get some more lentils going for those babies. And yeah, this is super easy. I showed you guys this before, but all we're going to do is pour lentils everywhere. That's all we're going to do. Let me bring the camera down here for you. So I've measured out a half a cup of lentils, and you can see I did make sure to spread those evenly all over the countertop. Oh yeah, they're just rolling everywhere. I already used my Canon phone for something else, so let's see if I can get these in here without having it go everywhere. No. Oh my gosh, this was dumb. use a funnel, kids. Don't do this. Let me clean this up, and I'll bring you back once we're ready to get the water in it. Oh, you can also kind of see some rust around the rings on this. That's because this ring that I've been using, it's got some rust on it. This isn't one that I really use for canning. It's not going to hurt anything, and the rust is on the outside of the jar, not the inside, so it's not going to affect the babies whatsoever. It's just the nature of putting water up against metal repeatedly. Let me get my mess cleaned up here. Okay, that's it. I've got, I rinsed these once, and then I just filled the jar up with water. We are going to let that set overnight. In the morning, I'll drain it, rinse it a couple times, and just let it sit, and they'll start doing their thing. So we didn't do anything major today, but we got a few nice projects done. I wanted to show you guys, we got this canning, which we didn't do this canning together, but you can see on this jar and this jar that we had some siphoning, which just means some of that liquid got sucked out of the jars. It's actually in the liquid in the canner now, so I will have to wash that canner real good, but that's also part of the reason that we wash these jars before we put them on the shelf, is just to make sure that there's not any grease or gunk on them when we put them up for storage. Most of these I think have sealed now. I think all of them that I'm looking at here, I think they've all sealed, which is nice. I'll check them all later. But yeah, these that have siphoned, anything above this water line here or liquid line, that may discolor a little bit as it sits on the counter or on the shelf. So those are going to be some of the first ones that we eat, and that just won't be a big deal. They're perfectly fine. They're perfectly safe to eat. They just might not look as pretty. So it's not a big deal. It just sometimes happens. So I thought I would show you guys that, yeah, sometimes it happens. It's not a problem. Y'all, if you've made it this far, leave me a lemon emoji down below in honor of this lemon balm. Look how much this has already kind of shrunk up here. It's kind of wilted in this glycerin, and it's a little bit cloudy. I don't know if it's going to continue to get cloudy as it sits. That's something that we'll learn together. We've also got these lentils ready to go. I will spill this water because that's just the screen on top. But we've got the lentils ready to go for the babies. Those will take a few days to sprout, and they'll be ready for those baby chicks. Thank y'all so much. As always, if you haven't subscribed, again, what are you waiting for? Hit that subscribe button down below. Make sure to like, comment, share this if you have any friends that you think might be interested in the content. We're absolutely going to revisit this stuff together. Now that I'm back home, I'll be able to show you the progress on these lentils, and we will make sure to check out what goes on with this lemon balm. I also dated the top here, so we'll know. We're going to let this sit for 3 to 4 weeks, and we'll see what it looks like as it progresses. Thanks so much for taking time out of your day to spend with me, and I will see you on the next video.